Classical martial arts are the focus of this week's Sports Japan. Centuries-old fighting techniques that have their roots on the battlefield. Many of these ancient styles were passed down in secret, but can now be enjoyed in public demonstrations. In Frontrunners, we meet Judo practitioner Atsuhito Masubuchi and follow him on his endless quest to fire the perfect arrow.
Hello everybody, welcome to Sports Japan. I'm your host Ayako Kisa. So today, as always, we'll keep you updated with the latest in Japanese sports and martial arts. Our guest today is karate master and singer and actor Nobuaki Kakuda.
Good to see you again. It's great to be here.
Great to have you back, Nobuaki.
Thank you.
Okay, so on today's focus, we're featuring Kobudo or classical martial arts. So many people are familiar with the modern martial arts such as Judo or karate. So Nobuaki, how does it differ from classical martial arts?
Okay, so let me try and explain with this.
Okay.
Classical martial arts are not governed by rules, but modern martial arts are.
Okay, so rules and no rules.
Yep.
Okay.
And classical martial arts date back 700 years and were developed by warriors for staying alive. They are basically battle technique. They were later turned into modern martial arts with an emphasis on education and spiritual training at the end of the 19th century.
So more about learning.
Yes, so some have become sports too.
Okay. So these days, classical martial arts and various aspects of Japanese culture are undergoing a revival. So let's find out more.
There are only 5 years to go before Tokyo hosts the Olympics and Paralympics. The people of Japan were overjoyed when the games were awarded to the capital, and the anticipation is building.
I think the Olympics is a great opportunity for Japan. I'm hoping that everything will go well in 2020. I'll try and get myself in the mood for the games.
The Olympics are also giving the Japanese a chance to take a fresh look at their culture, and people around the world are becoming more interested in the country. Washoku, or traditional Japanese cuisine, is one aspect of Japanese culture attracting attention. Washoku dishes rely on bringing out the flavor of seasonal ingredients, and it was recently added to the list of intangible cultural heritage by UNESCO. There is also recognition for teisuki-washi, or the art of traditional paper making. This has also been included on the intangible heritage list. Budo, or Japanese martial arts, have always held a fascination for people from overseas. Judo is probably the most well-known Japanese martial art, with millions of practitioners around the world regularly taking part. It's also become a popular Olympic sport. Karate isn't an Olympic sport yet, but hopes to be on the calendar by the time the Games come to Tokyo in 2020. The World Kendo Championships will be held in Japan this year, surprisingly for the first time in 45 years. People everywhere are falling under the spell and magic of Japanese martial arts. All modern martial arts can be traced back to styles of fighting that were used on the battlefield. They evolved into Kobudo, classical martial arts that continue today and still use methods close to actual combat. In the Warring States period, numerous schools evolved using a variety of different weapons and techniques, all developed with the aim of slaying the enemy. There were said to be more than 700 schools of swordsmanship alone. Kobudo is now a means of self-cultivation and has come a long way from the battlefield. These classical techniques are helping to keep alive the traditions of various regions and play a valuable cultural role.
It's interesting to see how classical martial arts are the source of many modern martial arts. So how about your discipline, Nobuaki? Did karate originate as a classical martial art?
There were various theories to the origin of karate, but it's believed that it began in China in around 1300.
Oh, China?
Yes, before being introduced to Okinawa, where it became Ryukyu Kobujutsu. Karate then spread it to the rest of Japan soon after 1900.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So as a master sensei of the Seido Kaikan Karate said, you must have a responsibility for keeping traditions alive. Do you find preserving traditions difficult?
Modern karate has some aspects of competitive sport and some aspects of classical martial arts. I think it's important to keep a balance between the two.
I see.
There are many kids studying karate at my dojo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, here they are.
Yes. This is in an All Japan tournament demonstration. And we encourage them to practice breaking boards and other objects. Some people might say that such practice is unnecessary from a sporting point of view, but we think it helps children to overcome their fears and develop confidence.
They look serious.
Yeah.
So do you see changes in the children as a result of this practice?
When children experience the pain of breaking a board with their fists, they learn the pain they can cause to other people, and this helps them develop empathy.
I see.
I think such virtues that are usually taught at home and in school are now being passed on through martial arts.
It is great that they can experience all of that
Yes.
at that age.
Yes.
So next we're going to visit a classical martial arts event that takes place at the Nippon Budokan, the spiritual home of Japanese martial arts.
35 different Kobudo schools were present at the demonstration of classical Japanese martial arts. Participants displayed a range of techniques, giving spectators a rare chance to see an intriguing side of Japanese culture firsthand. This is the only event featuring such a wide range of schools under one roof. The opportunity to witness these ancient techniques attracts people from all over the world.
To experience Japanese martial arts, I was recommended by my teacher because I study Japanese at the Nihon Daiki, and I was recommended to go here and get some cultural experience as well.
I think it seems to be really exact movements and really you have to do everything correctly. It's all sports and it was something I've never seen before.
Many of the classical schools participating at the event are the founding schools of various latter-day disciplines. Tenshin Shoden Katori Shintoryu Kenjutsu has a history of more than 600 years and is the source of Japanese sword fighting. Each prescribed sequence of moves is extremely long. This was to try and stop outsiders from stealing the school's skills. The school's teachings are now carried on through more than 10 different martial arts. Ogasawara-ryu Kyubajutsu is also the source of several disciplines that evolved later. Practitioners wear traditional court clothing, and it's Japan's oldest school of bowmanship. Yabusame, a style of horseback archery, has its roots in the school and is often enjoyed at festivals all over Japan. Ogasawara-ryu Kyubajutsu hasn't changed in over 800 years. Takenouchi-ryu jujutsu Koshi-no-mowari Kogusoku is said to represent the origins of jujutsu. It's almost 500 years old and uses strikes, throws, and chokeholds in addition to attacks with a short sword. Another interesting characteristic of this form are techniques for capturing an opponent alive. All kinds of armor and equipment can be seen at the classical martial arts demonstration. Yagyu Shingan-ryu Katchu Heiho stands out as combatants wear samurai armor. Practitioners say that fighting in armor is much more difficult than it actually looks.
It might not look heavy, but it weighs around 30 kilograms. You also have to try and cut between the gaps in your opponent's armor and can't aim for the obvious areas.
Other techniques born on the battlefield include using a helmet as a shield and weapon. Spear fighting is also performed wearing full armor. During the Warring States period, the samurai used various types of spear. It was an essential weapon and utilized to devastating effect. Saburi-ryu Sojutsu spears are instantly recognizable from the unique guards attached below the main blade. Known as kagi, they are used for blocking opponents' attacks and controlling their movements. This may look like an innocent procession of women wearing colorful kimono, but they are exponents of Yoshin-ryu Naginata Jutsu. An expert in this fierce martial art can deftly wield a naginata or curved-bladed glaive, which is more than 2 meters in length. It was passed down secretly among female members of feudal households to help them defend their castle. There are more than 70 different techniques, still mostly practiced by women. Unique weapons of various shapes and sizes are a highlight of the event. This is the Kusarigama, or sickle and chain. One common technique is to immobilize your opponent before striking them. It's multi-purpose and versatile, and can also be used to disarm your opponent. Similar to the Kusarigama is the chigiriki. It can also be used to wrap up an opponent before striking them. But perhaps the biggest surprise of the demonstration was the Ozutsu. A kind of handheld cannon. The left arm is wrapped around the barrel to stabilize the weapon. Ozutsu were used for destroying castle gates and bridges, while their loud boom helped demoralize the enemy.
I'm happy the demonstration went to plan and no one got injured.